Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Miles and Goggles Show. I'm your host Miles. To my left we've got my co-host Goggles. How you doing today?
Kind of tired, but it's going to be a good episode.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things to go over today. Mainly we're going to try to go over our award predictions if we have enough time. But there is so much news we have to go over as we have not recorded an episode in like a week's time. So there's a ton of stuff to go over. So let's just get right into it. What would you like to talk about first over all the things that have happened over the last week?
Donkey versus the pool party.
The Draymond Green, Jordan Poole, I guess skirmish altercation at practice.
Draymond just being Draymond.
Yeah, I mean, apparently just during practice on Wednesday, Draymond Green and Jordan Poole got in a physical scuffle. Apparently it has a lot to do with Jordan Poole's potential big contract extension looming over the next few days.
See, what I don't understand is why did Steve Kerr get mad? Didn't he do this with Michael Jordan like 8 times?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, so the Warriors, this is a really it's an interesting situation because with them, of course, winning all these championships and being so great with having Curry, Thompson, Wiggins, and Green as their top paid guys, while also developing all these young players, they're going to have to all get paid eventually. How is it going to work? It just so happens right now, it's probably like Jordan Poole versus Draymond Green in terms of who gets the next extension, or to me at least. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think I would keep Draymond Green, personally.
What, as a legacy thing or just to...
No, I mean, he's not bad still. Like, he's a great player. And he's the backbone of that defense. And I think, you saw it back in 2016 when he got injured. I mean, last year sometimes when he wasn't on the floor, they struggled defensively. It's just, I don't know if you can let that go necessarily. And, I mean, you might have to pay him a good amount of money, but I think it's worth it for someone like him.
It's, Bob Myers, I don't envy his situation because... having to figure out who you want to keep to pay everyone, it's not an easy decision at all.
And then think about if Wiseman plays really well this year, then they might have to pay him too.
And you've got Kuminga and Moody coming up the pipeline. So, it's definitely a tough scenario for Bob Myers and something that, it's just a really tough decision that he'll have to make over the next few weeks.
And I think the thing is also that Jordan Poole is probably in a more... replaceable position or role on the team than Draymond Green is.
Yeah, probably.
So I think that's why I would keep Draymond over him.
Yeah. Well, speaking of extensions, we have a few players that got some contract extensions. Most notably, we have Sixth Man of the Year Tyler Herro signing a 4-year, $130 million extension with Miami. A lot of money.
Awful.
For Tyler Herro. You think it's awful?
Yeah, I mean, how do you pay that much money to someone who was unplayable in the playoffs, the biggest stage? He played, 6 minutes against Boston in Game 7?
That was injury.
But what about even before that? They couldn't play him because he struggles so bad defensively.
But you think about Miami, they need that scoring punch from a guard. Who else on their roster can give them that?
Kyle Lowry in the playoffs could.
But he's there to make for others, of course there's Jimmy too, but...
honestly, trade Herro for Jordan Poole.
Still the Warriors... Well, the Warriors would just already have that deal that they'd have to deal with.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyler Herro, definitely a lot of money. I personally think that they should eventually start him, just because, I get having that scoring punch off the bench, but, especially if the guy's making this much money, he should be starting.
Yeah, it's the same thing with, not really with Kevin Love, but,
That I think is different because Kevin Love's older.
Yeah, and I feel like he might want to come off the bench, too.
Yeah. We got a couple, I guess you could say veterans signing extensions. We've got Steven Adams with the Grizzlies for 2 years, $25 million. And Larry Nance Jr., 2 years, $21.5 million, with the Pelicans. 2 definitely steady role players. We didn't get to see Larry Nance a ton with the Pelicans. He played very well for them in the playoffs, especially in the play-in game against the Clippers to get them into the playoffs. And Steven Adams, this kind of caught me a little bit off guard. That seemed like a lot of money for Steven Adams to me, honestly. I mean, he's very valuable to their
but it's
team.
Like his before contract was even worse, wasn't it? Was he making like 27 a year or 25? Something
Was
like that.
he? That seems like a lot of
I don't know.
money.
Every time I tried to trade for someone in 2K, I'd just see him and it said like 25 million. So I was like,
I mean, he's definitely gotten a lot of money throughout his career. He's definitely a solid player. But I think it's good that the Grizzlies are keeping him, especially for only 2 years. Eventually, if they go on to win a finals, any team that wants to win a finals needs to have a guy like a bruiser like Steven Adams down low that can get rebounds, solid presence defensively.
And I mean, he's a lot like Valanciunas. No way.
Other than you're just not really going to throw it to him in the post.
Yeah, he's not going to score as much, but he does everything else like Valanciunas.
Yeah, he's turned himself into a decent playmaker as well. Like last year, I always saw him like 5 assists just randomly. Like, wow.
Last year he made $27.53 million.
Wow, that's a lot of money for Steve. I didn't even realize. But, yeah.
And then we got to talk about the one really tall guy in the G League.
We have to talk about Victor Wembanyama.
He looks crazy.
Ridiculous.
I mean, he looks like if you made a breed between Kevin Durant, scoring ability and size and everything, like in terms of build, with Sean Bradley's kind of height or Boban's height. That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
He's basically he's looking like just the taller version of Durant. But he weighs a lot less than Durant, I will say.
It just looks unfair with that guy, the way he's played. Because, I mean, how do you stop him? There's no way you can guard him.
But think about it. If he goes up against, a tall guy, even Kristaps Porzingis, someone who's close to his height but weighs a lot more, can push him around, he could get bullied a little bit.
Well, yeah, but that comes with any rookie big man.
I think he definitely is going to polish, that aspect. I think he's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger.
But yeah, there are definitely going to be a lot of extra teams looking to get him in the draft.
Rockets, please.
They'd be in the realm. What would you prefer to tank to get to improve your chances of getting him?
Oh yeah. Also, I'm not saying this to be mean, but can Kyrie and Kevin Durant just not play and Ben Simmons keep up your game because that Nets draft pick would be nice too. Double the odds.
That's not. I don't know if that'll happen.
Double the odds.
But yeah, something like this, it's crazy. I mean, we saw yesterday Woj said that he is the greatest draft prospect in NBA history over LeBron. Stuff that's crazy.
Yeah. Even over LeBron, over Zion. I mean, all those guys.
Zion was huge.
Yeah, Zion was coming in. He was everyone thought he was gonna be good.
I mean, he is great, but he just injuries.
But I'm saying everyone knew he was gonna be that really good player.
Yeah, but Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson, of course.
Scoot Henderson looks fantastic. I think if you get either one of those players, your team's gonna be 10 times better.
Yeah.
Both right away and in the future.
Yeah.
But obviously, I think Victor's better.
Yeah. Especially after those last 2 games, you have to say that. But, of course, we've had some preseason basketball. Basketball has been back. To my knowledge, every team has played at least one game. It's been a lot of fun to have basketball back. I loved what I saw from the Cavs against the Sixers in the first half. Well, the Suns beat the Lakers.
But they lost to the 36ers.
Did we talk about... Oh, I guess we haven't talked about that, have we?
So bad.
The Suns losing to the 36ers. Honestly...
By double digits.
Yeah, it was. That's not the greatest. I mean, the
projected to win by 30.
Were a lot of fun to watch in that game. Of course, last night they got destroyed by the Thunder. So I guess if you want to look at it that way, the Thunder are going to win 65 games this year. But
or the Suns are going to win 10.
Suns. But just super fun to watch. I mean, personally, I don't think it really. I mean, it's just something to talk about because it's preseason. And it's just crazy to see just any NBA team lose to an overseas team let alone a team that had by far the best record in the NBA last season.
Yeah.
I think Devin Booker took it a little too personally, posting the LeBron interview from when he first lost the finals with the Heat.
Yeah, that's a whole different ball game. Losing the finals and losing a preseason game to a non-NBA team.
Yeah, personally, I don't think any of this would really be a big story if Devin Booker just didn't make any posts about it. But it's always cool to see. I mean, those two guys, I don't remember it was like Robert Franks and Craig something. I apologize.
Yeah, it was the one G League dude I know. He played really well.
Yeah, I mean, just on fire from three. But what did you think about did you get a chance to watch your Houston Rockets at all? I know they beat up on the Spurs.
I watched a little bit of it, and I liked what I saw from the rookie for sure. And I mean, I was really only paying attention to him for most of it, but Jalen Green also looked very good, and I think I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Plus, once we get a top 2 draft pick this year, all will be resolved.
Yeah, I mean, great things. Like I said, the Cavs look great.
28 combined points in the first half for the big two.
I know the guards, they look great playing together with Garland and Mitchell.
What's their new name?
Spida and I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, it's just great to have basketball back. All the teams, playing, and we got a week and a half until regular season basketball starts, and the games will actually really matter. Because for both conferences, it's going to, from the jump, matter from day one. Like, you can't get off to a slow start.
Yeah, unless you're one of the bad teams, then it's like, who cares? But, like...
Yeah, because,
I feel like there's going to be, it's going to be dead in the middle, like 15 tanking teams, 15 contending teams.
That'd be something
You're either
else.
contending or you're going for victor. There's no in between.
Yeah. Well, something that came out a few days ago that Shams reported was Russell Westbrook. Well, the Lakers, the day before training camp started, they were very close to trading Russell Westbrook along with their 2 first-round picks for 2027 and 2029 to the Indiana Pacers for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, which is something that we personally have we talked about a decent bit before about how much we would love it for the Lakers as far as the now.
I don't know about the 2 first, though.
I mean, Westbrook's the contract. I mean, they'd have to give up.
Because especially, what years are those, did you say?
27 and 29. LeBron would probably be retired.
Exactly.
Or
That's
not
why
on the team.
Those are actually,
Those are some of the most valuable picks in the league, honestly.
That's why, that's good by the Lakers for not doing that. Then, because if those are so valuable, then why would you give them up?
It would be the chance to win now with Hield and Turner in the lineup.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough, but Lakers apparently didn't do it because, they wanted to see out one more season with Russell Westbrook. They want to give him another chance.
I'd say, that makes sense. And if he's doing really bad at All-Star break, just trade him. Trade him for a box of
this trade
tissues.
might still be there. This trade could still be there around the trade deadline. Because I definitely think Miles Turner will get traded this season, especially since I guess that he's a free agent coming up this soon.
He could definitely help a lot of contending teams, for sure.
Definitely. And then Buddy Hield as well, sniper from the outside.
Imagine Miles Turner on the Cavs. Start Mobley at the 3, Jared Allen at the 4.
Turner at the 4. But, that's way too big.
That's like a death lineup right there.
That'd be something else. Something that kind of low-key that happened was Dwight Howard going on to... I'm going to find the podcast right now. My computer is being a little slow. But Dwight Howard contemplating retirement because, quote, no teams are going to allow me to play, unquote. What do you think about this?
I think he should. I mean, he can still play basketball whenever he wants on the side. I mean, he can still do that. He just won't be getting paid for it. But, I mean, he doesn't need to get paid for it. He's made plenty of money in his career. And
Hall of Fame career to me.
I mean, yeah, I believe so, too. I think he's one of the most underrated players in history if he wasn't even on the top 75 and Damian Lillard was.
Dwight Howard over Anthony Davis to me seems a little...
I would take Dwight all time over Anthony Davis for sure.
Yeah, because Anthony Davis, I mean, great.
He's injured again.
He's
injured again. That guy is injured again. Doesn't know how to stop getting injured.
Yeah, Dwight Howard, great career. I definitely, still a free agent now.
Yeah, because I feel like if he plays again, it's just gonna further kind of make his career not look as good.
Yeah, because I mean, he would probably at this point just be a third,
Yeah.
He probably would just be a cheerleader guy. But similar to what he's been, the last few years with the Lakers and the Sixers, but he probably just wouldn't play anymore.
Yeah.
Just at this point. I mean, he's just,
I mean, unless he wants to go back to Orlando on a 10-day.
That's not going to happen.
And just retire with Orlando. I'd kind of like to see that.
Well, that could happen. I don't know if that would happen. I think it might just come out one day. It's like Dwight Howard has retired, and we're just like, okay, that makes sense. But terrific career for Dwight Howard if it does come to an end.
It sucks that he became a journeyman, kind of.
Yeah, definitely turned his career around, winning the title, taking that role of coming off the bench. Former Houston Rocket All-Star Dwight Howard with your boy James Harden. Final thing before we get to award predictions, we had the NBA GM survey, which is something that I always find interesting to look at. All the GMs ask different questions about the upcoming season, maybe about the past season. And I just want to go through, see what you think about some of these things. That's because, it's cool to see what the GMs think around the league because, we're fans, we can have our own opinions, but, the GMs obviously know 50 times better what's going on than us. So
yeah.
The first question was which team will win the NBA Finals this season? And number one was the Milwaukee Bucks. They got 43% of the vote. Bucks got 43%. The Warriors second, 25%. Clippers and Celtics looks like it was the Bucks, Warriors, Clippers, and Celtics in that order.
I think if you switch the Bucks and the Celtics, I like that at least a little bit more.
I don't know about the Celtics with all the stuff they've had going on, even though they've looked great in preseason. But I mean, and this goes to show you, last season it was Brooklyn at 72% of the vote. So
honestly, maybe
and I wonder where
you don't want to be on top.
Yeah, I wonder where the Lakers were in that realm as well. Is this also? Oh, they did Eastern Conference ranking predictions, I guess, of the top 6. So the GMs are predicting the top 6 in the East to be the Bucks 1, Celtics, Sixers, Nets, Heat, Cavaliers.
Cavs at 6?
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I think that's the lowest they will be.
I know you think the Cavs are. You had them winning 59 games, but I think that kind of makes sense.
I mean, especially if everyone's healthy, the Cavs are going to be really good because they had injuries last year and they still played really well. How many wins they had last year? 40?
44.
Huh.
44 and 38.
They could add another 15.
That's a lot of wins.
They're bringing in the person who has been the first seed a couple of times.
I guess. I mean, we'll see. In the Western Conference, we've got the Clippers, Warriors, Suns, Nuggets, Grizzlies, and Mavericks and Timberwolves tied together at 6.
Move the Mavericks up and move the Nuggets up 1 and get Phoenix out of there.
Really?
Put them at 7.
Phoenix at 7? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I mean, the vibes are so bad with the Suns. It makes sense. But I think their team is just, they're so good on paper. I don't know I don't see them being a playing team, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. Next up, we've got. So who will win MVP?
I already saw this.
We'll get to later. Luka getting 48% of the votes. Giannis a close second with 34%. If you were starting a franchise today and could sign any player in the NBA, who would it be?
Victor.
Yes.
Out of the G League.
Out of the G League. But number 1, Giannis. Well, really the only 2 players, Giannis and Luka.
Yeah.
55% for Giannis, 45% for
You could
Luka.
even maybe put Trey up there. Maybe.
I'd put Giannis and Luka over.
Yeah.
Sure.
He could get like 1%. Just give him a little chunk of the pie.
Yeah. Which player forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments? Number 1, Steph Curry.
Oh, yeah.
Which player is most likely to have a breakout season next year? And
I saw this.
Very close voting with all this, but Evan Mobley getting number 1.
No.
Close, tied second with Cade Cunningham and Anthony Edwards, and then Zion. Then a bunch of extra players getting
Zion's already had his breakout
extra
year.
votes. I mean, breakout. Yeah, I don't think that's a good candidate for a breakout.
Yeah,
he's
no.
just injured.
Yeah.
So it's like, how's he gonna break out? Like the last time he played, he averaged like 27 points on 60% shooting.
Yeah,
it's gonna average 30 on.
He's
80.
gonna average 74.
Yeah,
like that's what they want him to do.
Best point guard in the NBA, Steph Curry got 72% of the votes.
I was right and you were
which I know
wrong.
you agree. Well, I disagree with that. Well, see here. Steph may be the best. I would take Luka, which, I mean, you would.
I
Saw
would
this
too.
GM survey, everyone would. Best shooting guard, Devin Booker. Wait a minute. How did Jaylen Brown not even make the list?
2-0.
Steph Curry and Jason Tatum got votes. How are they shooting guards? Because they shoot? I mean, they don't play shooting guard.
I'm 2-0.
That makes no sense. Best small forward, Kevin Durant.
What?
Then Jason Tatum, then Luka, then LeBron.
Okay, you know what? I was technically right.
Like Kevin Durant?
I had Jason Tatum at 1, and we had Kevin Durant on our power forwards, so I'm taking a dub there. 3-0.
Power forward, Giannis.
4-0.
Center, Jokic. Highest percentage of total votes on position, Giannis.
I'm basically a GM at this point.
Well, they said,
Clean
GMs
sweep.
said that Jason Tatum is a shooting guard when they also have Jalen. I don't know if that's a good thing. Off-season moves. Which team made the best overall moves this offseason? Number 1, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, yeah.
Then the Timberwolves, Sixers, and Jazz.
Actually, with the picks, yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job. They did a great job. They did a great job getting all the picks.
They're not Sam Presti over here.
Yeah. How did the Sacramento Kings get a vote? What?
Keegan Murray, that's probably the only reason.
But the draft, I mean...
They got the best rookie, I think. At least in terms of this year.
But better than better than any other team. Better than the Cavs, the Timberwolves, that's crazy.
Not better than the Cavs. The Cavs are at 1.
Well, I know, but someone voted for the Kings, meaning that they did better. That just seems crazy. Which one player acquisition will make the biggest impact? Donovan Mitchell?
I disagree.
Who do you have?
I think Malcolm Brogdon will.
Brogdon didn't even make the list.
He should have. Who else is on the list?
I think Rudy Gobert, Jalen Brunson, and PJ Tucker.
No. And maybe PJ Tucker. I like that, actually.
Most underrated player acquisition, Malcolm Brogdon. Which team will be most improved this season? The Clippers.
Cavaliers.
Definitely makes sense. Cavs second, but Clippers definitely making sense since you have that. I think you said before you have them as your finals team out of the West. You said like Clippers, Celtics, so definitely makes sense. Most surprising move of the offseason, people saying Rudy Gobert to Minnesota.
That or Donovan Mitchell
To the Cavs.
Or even Brogdon was kind of surprising.
I don't know if that was surprising. It made sense that he'd get traded.
Yeah, just nobody expected the green people.
Now to the rookies. Who will win Rookie of the Year?
Well,
79% saying Paolo Banchero.
Right, let's go into these rankings. That's bad.
There's still a lot more in here, actually.
79%? That's so high.
Which rookie will be the best player in 5 years? Paolo Banchero. But this is, like we said, it says on here 5 years ago, the answer to this question, Josh Jackson. Now he's on the end of a training camp roster for Toronto.
Man, that's funny. That's really funny.
Which rookie was the biggest steal at where he was selected in the draft? Jalen Duran and Tari Eason tied for 14% of the votes, so very close.
Keegan Murray. At 4.
Who is the best international player in the NBA?
Victor.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. Who is the best international player not in the NBA? Victor. Was the answer. Then Niko Mirotic.
We were talking about him like 3 episodes ago.
Now we go to defense. Who is the best defensive player in the NBA?
Giannis
Antetokounmpo.
Or Bam.
Who is the best perimeter defender? Marcus Smart.
Overrated.
Best interior defender? Rudy. Most versatile defender? Giannis.
I'd say Kawhi.
Best defensive team in the NBA? The Boston Celtics.
Yep.
Now, coaches. Who is the best head coach in the NBA? Who do you think was number 1 on?
All right, I say we go off of this and go into our coach of the year because that's our first one.
Well, I don't have this. This guy is not. I don't think we'll make either of our lists for coach of the year. Eric Spoelstra, they say is the best.
I like that
coach,
actually,
which makes sense.
And then Pop's up there too, right?
Yeah, Pop is.
Yeah, I saw that.
Too. Which head coach is the best manager / motivator of people?
Oh, that's Jason Kidd.
Steve Kerr. Jason
Screw
Kidd
Steve
did not
Kerr.
make the. What?
Have you seen the videos of Jason Kidd coaching?
Well, yeah,
it's
that
fantastic.
one mic'd up. Which head coach makes the best in-game adjustments? We've got Ty Lue. Best offense, Steve Kerr. Best defensive schemes, Eric Spoelstra. Which new or relocated head coach will make the biggest impact on his new team? People saying Darvin Ham with the Lakers.
Joey Maz.
Best assistant coach, Kenny Atkinson or Charles Lee. Which active player will make the best head coach someday?
LeBron.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul, actually.
Did LeBron? LeBron didn't even
Took me
list.
a second to think about it.
Which makes sense.
Christopher.
Yeah, the top players, Chris Paul, Garrett Temple, and CJ McCollum. And then a ton of other players getting votes as well,
I like
including Delly. Miscellaneous. Which team is the most fun to watch? Warriors. Which team has the best home court advantage? This is actually close.
Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. Most efficient offense? The Warriors. Which team's level of success this season is toughest to predict? Brooklyn. Makes sense.
I'd say Brooklyn or Charlotte.
Well, I don't know if Charlotte's really tough to... No one's having them go like crazy, you know? Most promising young core? The Cavs. Grizzlies close second. Which player is the most athletic? You got Ja Morant. Best pure shooter, Steph Curry. Who's fastest with the ball? Ja Morant. Player best at moving without the ball, Steph Curry. Best passer, Jokic.
Yeah.
Best leader, Chris Paul.
Yeah. Actually, no. What? Game 7?
Most versatile player in the NBA, Giannis. Best IQ, got LeBron. Which player would you want taking the shot with the game on the line? Get Steph Curry.
No.
What rule most needs to change, and this one I totally agree with, is the coach's challenge / automatic reviews. Mainly, if you win your challenge, you should be able to keep it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That's what they do in the NFL.
I don't get why that's not a thing. Actually, something that's kind of related to something that I was going to mention with the preseason is the take fouls. They've, the new rule where if you do a take foul, basically it's a technical free throw, you get one free throw in possession of the ball, which I think is great because that's going to get rid of that quickly.
And in the Lakers game, we also saw another new rule handed out.
The technical fouls on the benches, man. It happened in the Cavs-Sixers game too. It made me so mad. But, I mean, I don't know. It's it's also with the take foul. It's a subjective thing.
As long as they don't mess with the game while they're on the they should be allowed to go on the court for a second if they're just cheering for their team.
If your big toe is somehow just over the out of bounds line,
yeah.
But
especially because they all have huge feet.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's not like there's a ton of room.
Kevin Durant can't go. Kevin Durant's got to watch out.
Yeah, but now we can get into our award predictions.
Yeah, this shouldn't take very long.
What award would you like to start off?
Let's start with Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. Okay, so we each did top 3, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we'll go 3-1. So for you, who's your 3?
So this is tough because I didn't exactly rank mine in order, but for number 3, I will say JB Bickerstaff.
That's where I have him too. I think the Cavs are going to be great, but people also know they're going to be great, and they don't have anything going against them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's That's the thing with JB Bickerstaff. I don't know if the win total will increase too much like you will for it to be like unexpected, like whoa.
Yeah, that's fair.
But who do you have as your second?
Mike Malone.
Mike Malone. He's my number 1.
Yeah.
My number 2. This is gonna be a shocker to anyone who didn't listen to the East over/under, the very first episode. Jamal Mosley with the Orlando Magic, because I am a believer in the Magic. I'm a believer in the Magic that they'll be a play-in team. I am a believer. Man.
Okay. At 1, I have. At 1, I have if they win the East like I think they are. I think Joe Mazzulla is going to be Coach of the Year.
That'd be crazy if that happened.
Especially with the role he's just been tossed into. I think that has a lot to do with it too.
If they play great, he definitely has a strong case for winning Coach of the Year.
I can say that.
What? I mean, I believe in the Magic to do some things this year.
I'm so excited to come back to this and say, oh, look at what you said about the Magic.
And yes, because the Magic will be in the play-in. What award do you want to go to next?
Let's go to MIP.
Okay, most improved. I actually have a lot of players in this.
There's a lot.
I'll just say you say your 3, and I'll say the players that you don't say.
Okay, so at 3 I have Cameron Johnson. I think he's going to take a big step. And then at 2 I have Tyrese, and at 1 I have Marvin Bagley.
Ooh.
Just going off of what he did last year, at the end of the year. He's looking great.
The only thing with Marvin Bagley is, I think they'll have him come off the bench to start the season because they have Bogdanovich. But Marvin Bagley definitely a decent, name.
Or they could play him at center to start the games. That wouldn't be a bad start.
They'd prefer Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duran probably over him. Number 1, and look, these most improved. I have certain
It's tough this is the tough one to do.
Yeah, because it's I have some guys in this pool that have already been all-stars that can jump up to a whole nother level, like Ja Morant winning it last year. We can talk about this more. I hate that Ja Morant won most improved player because second overall pick, of course he's going to improve at some point to become a superstar. But whatever.
Unless you're Hashim Thabit.
Yeah, but it's improving, he was already a great player, and you just improve more as a second overall pick. That's expected. I don't think that should warrant a most improved player. So that type of player for me, I've got Darius Garland. I think he could jump up a bunch.
Yeah.
Devin Vassell from the Spurs, because
I don't think they'll give it to a Spurs player though.
I don't think they'll give it to a team that's bad either. But Devin Vassell, with him being a more perimeter shot taker, I think he has a chance to be the Spurs' leading scorer.
That's fair.
Because Keldon Johnson, I don't know if he'll be their more shot create. He's not that shot creating type guy. I think that Devin Vassell could have a great season numbers wise. I've got Jalen Brunson on here as well. I think his numbers could improve up more being the legit starting point guard for the Knicks.
It depends on Julius Randle. If Julius Randle takes a step back.
Yeah, for sure.
Starts passing more, stops taking stupid shots.
Yeah.
I think that has a big thing to do with it.
What would you like to go to next?
Let's go 6-man.
6-man of the year? Okay, so my winner, I've got Jordan Poole winning it.
At 3 I have Tyler Herro, if he plays 6-man.
Yeah, Tyler Herro. I didn't have him on the list because I personally think that he should start, but he would be on the list, of course, if he comes off the bench.
And then at 2 I have Jordan Poole.
Okay.
Because the boy I've already talked about a lot in this episode, Malcolm Brogdon, I think is going to win it.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. See, I'm of the belief that they could potentially start him eventually.
Yeah, but as of right
now, he'll be a great bench piece for them. So I've got Jordan Poole, Christian Wood for the Mavericks. If he comes off the bench, he could give you 20 and 8 off the bench, and that looks great. And then I've also got Karis LeVert. If he comes off the bench for the Cavs, I think he has a shot. It's not a bias. You need to stop it. All right. You want to go to Defensive Player of the Year?
Or Rookie? You choose.
I'll do Defensive Player of the Year. This one, I don't know. It's kind of like the same staple guys each year, really. I've got Rudy, Giannis, and Bam in the top 3. Who do you have your
Yeah, I have the same top 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say
I have
really
Rudy at
anything
3,
else.
Giannis at 2, and I have Bam winning it.
Okay. Rookie of the year. This is also kind of similar, where, I mean, you really just pick like 3 of the top guys drafted, honestly. But who do you realistically think, has the highest chance of winning?
Well, the high chance, I'll go from 3 to 1.
Okay.
I have 3 at number 3, Jabari.
Okay.
Then at 2, I have Paolo. And then at 1, I have Keegan Murray.
Okay. Yeah, I've got Paolo, Keegan Murray, and Jaden Ivey as well. Jaden Ivey.
I love Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, the thing
Baby
is, though,
Jack.
coming in as a rookie point guard, it's definitely tough.
Alongside Cade.
Yeah, so Jabari Smith might fit that rookie of the year thing better, especially after how he played in the first preseason game for the Rockets. Then we've got MVP.
I mean, this is like the same 3, I think.
Who do you have your top 3?
At 3, I have Giannis. How about you?
I have Trae Young at 3.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I think he has a chance.
Who do you have at 2?
I've got the Joker at 2.
That's why I have Luka.
Okay.
And then at 1, I'm thinking he turns into Jordan with a 3-peat.
3-peat MVP.
I get voter fatigue, but like, if they win a lot of games and he plays like he did or even better than he did last year, you can't just not give him the award.
It's totally in play. It's totally in play.
Who else has there ever been another 3-time winner in a row?
Only thing I can think of is like Larry Bird, but I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, I've got Luka at number 1.
Yeah.
But it's like, obviously all of these guys can win this award. I mean, there are more guys that didn't even make this top 3 that are totally going to be in the, in play to win it.
Yeah, I like your top 3. I like mine too because it's just a more safe bet, I think. But I like yours.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking.
And then while you're looking, I'll go over my first, second, and third team since
I
did that.
I didn't make a first, second, and third team. But.
I think the first team's gonna be Luka, Trae, JT, Giannis, and Nikola Jokic. And then I think. Okay. There's just something that got messed up on here. And then second, I have Curry, Garland, LBJ.
Oh wow, Garland.
KD and Embiid. And then third team, I have Dame, Bradley Beal, Butler. I have Cat and Davis, Anthony Davis, if he actually plays.
Wow. Okay. So looking at this, the only 3 guys to 3-peat the MVP are Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, and Bill Russell.
Rest in peace, Bill Russell.
Yeah.
And Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah. So Joker would be in some crazy company. I mean, he already is.
Center-dominated list.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, those are our award predictions. Going over the news as well. Just a lot of stuff going on.
So much
around the league as we start to get back, towards the regular
future
season.
12-time MVP Victor out here.
Yeah.
Dude is unstoppable.
But yeah, just so excited for the start of the season. We'll have some more, preview episodes coming up.
More shorts being posted on Twitter if it starts working again. Mine has not been working.
Yes.
I'm sad about it.
Yes. But yeah, check out the Miles and Goggles Twitter page. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see some more episodes from us. From episode 8, I'm Miles.
I'm Goggles.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.